There was an article written by an opinion newspaper. Pretty sure it's talking about me. It says, life's not fair, get over it. Now, these really, really rich people that don't, they're psychopaths, that they don't care about destroying the environment or killing human life. That's psychopathic behavior. Their thoughts are, life's not fair. Get over it. Well, life's not fair for you. Get over it, because things are about to change. The article reads as coverage seems to have caught an attention of the Occupy Kelowna protest down at the sales. We've received a few nasty emails, which were mine, and noticed ourselves mentioned on the Occupy Facebook page. So here's a few points the occupiers may want to ponder as they hunker in for the approaching winter. It's going to be your winter too. By tearing down the system that all lower the super rich to get there, yeah, we're lowering the super rich so that they can be down at the same level as us all, so they can feel the cold of the weather. What they want to hope to accomplish. What do they want to hope to accomplish? To drag everyone down to the same level? Oh, wouldn't that be fair? The rich people don't like the idea of being brought down to the level of slavery that they create profit off of. To drag everyone down to the same level. That sounds an awful lot like communism to us. Well, you can call it whatever name you want. I call it living a fair life. But these people don't like life fair because they profit off of everything that's not fair. And we all know how well that worked over in Europe. So, well, you know what? Don't go for the communists then. If you don't like communism, don't go for communism. But don't go for a life that's not fair, where you're making the world suffer because you're destroying your own planet in the process. It's the great American dream. Yes, that's the problem. The great American dream, where you can dominate and torture people in other people's countries. We'll call it war, we'll call them terrorists or whatever, but the American dream is the terrorists. They go and dominate another country's economic resources. They take it all over, create third world countries, starve them to death, and then when they're really, really hungry, we can get them to work for next to nothing. That is the American dream, that everyone has a shot at becoming. Yeah, you can either be the slave master or the slave. That lets dreamers and big thinkers become tomorrow's millionaires. Yeah, the big dreamers, psychopaths, are the millionaires at the cost of human life. They don't give a shit whether they're killing you or torturing you, as long as the money gets in their pocket. That way they think it's fair for them. Would Steve Jobs have revolutionized home computer and mobile entertainment if he had had the chance to succeed? Yeah, let's just think. If Steve Jobs was involved in torture, go do some research on Steve Jobs. He by no means is any kind of a hero. If you do some research on him, they've had at several Foxconn plants where Apple produces products are made. There have been horrendous policies in place, such as workers being forced to work between 80 and 100 hours of overtime, workers being forced to stand on their feet for 14 hours a day, workers forced to sign no suicide pacts because they're all killing themselves, in conditions of employment. According to PAC, the families of employees have to promise not to sue the company, cause any trouble that would interrupt operations in case an employee commits suicide, or bring any negative attention to the practices of the company. In addition, employees are literally crammed into company-owned dormitories. Employees living in a single dormitory room range from 6 to 22. Some of my roommates weep in tormentary. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I went to cry as well, but my tears have not come out. One worker said, a Hong Kong-based advocacy group which contends that many of the practices that led to more than a dozen workers committing suicide in a month of March and April alone continues to perpetuate at Foxconn factories. As the world sings the praises of Steve Jobs and compares his life to that of great noble leaders, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who stood for human rights and freedom, Jobs did the opposite of King and placed wealth and power over human rights and freedom. The last Martin Luther King Jr. died in 1968. There will never be another like him, like the great Africans of our past. There always someone in every generation that stood against human rights violations and tyranny. Steve Jobs, very much, loves profiting off of the torture of other people. Let me find where I'm at now. So, get rich in and of itself is evil. Well, what the hell do you call it when you get rich off torturing, killing, depriving people of their human rights? That's not evil? What is evil then? Because these are the guys that are running town council here in Kelowna who tend to agree that these farmers here don't have to pay the wages of the workers. I've met many, many people picking the fruits here not getting paid one dime. And this is what the politicians in Kelowna think is not an evil thing to do. So they think it's a good thing. I think that's psychopathic behavior. Once the lucky few get there, we believe they have a responsibility to the less fortunate, but should they be penalized for working hard, apply themselves, and reaping the rewards? No. When you torture, kill, murder, use slave labor, do everything against human rights so that you line your own pocket, that's kind of wrong. Inequality may not be fair, but neither is nature. It's what keeps us working to improve ourselves, our community, and our life. If everything is equal, why try harder? Some people, unfortunately, already have that attitude. Let's hope that mindset doesn't overtake the Occupy movement. And that's the managing editor. So, speaking on behalf of the town councils, they're all psychopaths. You want to vote these guys in, they want to friggin' destroy your whole, they want to make only a few in this town filthy, filthy rich at the cost of slave labor here in Canada. We don't, you've heard of blood diamonds. Well, here in Okanagan, we have blood fruit. The fruit here and the wine here is grown off of slave labor, and they think that's a good thing. There's nothing evil about that. And now that I'm in these women's shelters, it's like they're just a band-aid. They know everything's wrong, but they sustain everything wrong. They all appear like they're really, really good people, but these really, really good people are making sure that you're suppressed, that you have no rights. So I'd be questioning your mental health, because it's sure looking like everybody that's on town council in Kelowna and those that are trying to get elected, they're nothing more than psychopaths. They want to line their pocket at the cost of destroying human life and destroying the planet, polluting the hell out of it. Just my opinion, but do some research on your own. There's more than enough evidence. Steve Jobs was not a good guy. He did not create any jobs. Steve Jobs created slavery and torture. And anybody using those iPhones, know the blood that's on your hands of the product you're using. These products should have been made and produced in your own area. Why is it he's not producing in his own country? And why did he get cancer? Cancer has a cause. The dumbass didn't even know he was killing himself by his own lifestyle. He didn't even value his own life. A psychopath has no value for his own life. It's about how many people can I destroy while I destroy my own life. They don't even care about their own children, because they're creating the world that their children will end up dying of, because they're polluting it. They're polluting the air that their kids breathe. Peace out.